Yeah, back with another video. Today's video, we're going to talk about the Joe Budden podcast. Now, recently, it's came out that Rory has been fired off the Joe Budden podcast live on air. He did one episode after the fallout. Episodes that continued after, he wasn't a part of. So to most people, he's fired. Right? What say of Maul? Maul's an old friend of Joe's. Maul probably known Joe over 20 years. So the relationship between Joe and Maul is a bit different between Rory and Joe. You see, Joe met Rory in the industry. He's known Maul from back in the day. So it's less likely you'll see Maul getting fired over discrepancies with Rory. Right? Now let's go deeper into the podcast. How did it start? The Joe Budden podcast started, the idea had to be about maybe 3-4 years ago. I remember Joe allegedly sleeping at radio stations, Hot 97 to be exact. Peter Rosenberg allegedly, him being one of the creators, helping Joe Budden when he first started to get the podcast off the ground because he didn't have a studio. Because you see, when you're doing podcasting, a lot of people do it in their homes now in this day and age. You set up and you do your thing. But some people want the more professional atmosphere, so they rent studios or studio equipment. Joe wanted to use the Hot 97 studio at the time. So allegedly, he was sleeping out at the studio. Little things got into play between Joe's personality and the personalities at Hot 97, and there were discrepancies. Because Joe, he can be a hard person to deal with, as people say. Maybe Joe's the type of person says one thing and then later goes back on it. Who knows? People change their minds. There's a few rappers in the game that's always been like this. The Game is one. The rapper, The Game, he's one. He's always been one minute he's this way, next minute he's this way. Tupac, another person like that. 1 minute he's this way, another minute he's this way. Nas as well. So maybe he just changed his mind, but at the same time that burns bridges. But they're not going to come out and fully say what really happened between them. But I do vaguely remember in the past a conversation between Joe, Peter Rosenberg, and another female individual who also helped. I believe her name is Mendez or something like that. If you know, put it in the comment section. But she also had a hand in the Joe Budden podcast. And I remember watching these videos years ago. Like I said, before the podcast even came about, when it was just a thought, when Joe was just putting a thought into doing it and he was trying to get the help to get it off the ground. That's before Rory and Maul came about. They came about way later in the program. If you really know, you really know. They came along way later in the program. They were not the original cast. They were not the original idea of the program. That changed over time as certain people left and new people joined. So, but then again, this can all be a hoax to bring ratings to the podcast. Who knows? It could be. Because then we could see on the next episode, boom, Rory pop back up. It's going to have the fans like, wait, I thought he was fired. I thought Joe got rid of him. Boom, Rory back. So like I said, man, this could also be bringing ratings to the show. You know what I mean? We'll see how the show progresses. That's the only way to tell the direction before anyone can say anything. You got to watch the play out. Because people are hoping and praying The show fails because of how big it's gotten over the years. And a lot of people didn't have faith in Joe. And for it to be doing the numbers that it's doing now, yeah, there's going to be a couple people that's, I hope it fail. I hope it fail. I hope it fail. Y'all know how it go, man. I hope the podcast does good. You know what I mean? Let's see how it goes. But hey, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you're already subscribed, stay subscribed. I drop daily videos, daily uploads. You're now welcome to K-Will TV. I'm going to catch y'all in the next one.